Don't bluff, baby.
Oh, Lisa with something special out there.
What is up, guys? Brandon Savage here, the coach of the Savage Strikers. Round 1 kicks off tonight, and I am very excited for the BBL to finally kick off. It feels like it's been a long preseason. There's been a lot of debate on different sort of issues, but I feel like with myself here, I've tried to delay this podcast as long as possible because there's been so many changes this offseason because it started so late, the World Cup going so deep, a lot of international players with other commitments. Quinton de Kock was ruled out. So in one of my first team reveals, Quinton de Kock was in my side. He's gone now. So today I thought I would do a round 1 team reveal and kind of a round 1 type of preview. We have been slack with the podcast this year, but we are prepping for a massive NRL season. And I think just answering questions here and there, I feel like if you need us and you want to ask questions, we're always here. But yeah, podcasts here and there, and it's very unpredictable with this BBL season and how we're going to navigate podcasts throughout the tournament. So we'll play it by ear. But this is my round 1 team reveal. So first, we did have Quinton de Kock in my wicketkeeper section. I've moved Josh Felipe up to the wicketkeeper, and my reserve keeper at the moment is Sam Whiteman. Ben McDermott was my backup keeper. I've moved him up to batsman, so obviously I'll shift them around. But the fact that I can have Sam Whiteman there as a backup with the double game week, Ben McDermott does not have the double game week, so I'm pretty happy to have him sitting there just as a bench player at the moment. Sam Whiteman, 62K. If he gets a starting wicketkeeper role, which I think he does because Cameron Bancroft is usually their keeper for the 2020 matches, he's out in the Prime Minister's 11 game. So I think that rules out a plethora of options. Spencer Johnson is a massive one who was ruled out of the Prime Minister's game because of injury, but he might play tonight in round 1. We don't know how teams are going to line up until it's actually named. So it's a real tricky one this season, and I'm actually very excited. Moving down to my batsman role, I've got Colin Munro in there, 156K, triple game week, plays every game. I think you've probably got to lock in 1, maybe 2 of these sort of players from the Brisbane Heat. Glenn Maxwell at 118K. He's playing tonight. He's got a double game week, and he's coming off one of his best World Cup tournaments. Easily his best World Cup tournament, easily his best patch of cricket. His confidence is high. He's captaining the side. I think he's in for a massive one. Someone like him, I mean, you've got to VC the Brisbane Heat players because triple game week, it's ridiculous. So, but Glenn Maxwell is someone who I wouldn't be surprised if he bowls and bats and does well for 2 weeks. So he could be someone you have a little dabble at. Josh Brown is in my starting side. He's someone who he got 100 in the warm-up match, and I know these warm-up matches are really misleading a lot of the time, but triple game week, 88K. Ideally, I'd like to put him on my bench and see how he goes tonight, but if he's playing 3 games, I don't see the issue if he's starting him. Darcy Short is my last batsman on my field. Player of the tournament. He hasn't moved from my side all preseason. Jake Fraser-McGurk is on my bench. Now, with Quinton de Kock being ruled out, I think that opens up a spot for Jake Fraser-McGurk, and he's been in great form. He got one of the... Wow. You know when you get one of them rings in your ear, like it sounds like a dog whistle is going off? That's what I just got then. You know when... These sort of players, where was it? Jake Fraser-McGurk. So he got one of the quickest Marsh Cup tons in, 29 balls? 29 balls for the 50, I think. But yeah, 40-odd balls for the quickest 100, got 129. And then he backed it up with 100 in the Sheffield Shield. So he's in good form, and I think he's banging the door down. He's a genuine smoky to be one of the top run scorers of the competition. So I love Jake Fraser-McGurk, and he's actually been in my side all preseason too. I was always planning on moving him out to like when I have more clarity on whether Cheapy's coming in and out, but I have more clarity that he's in. So I don't see why I would move him. I've got Jai Richardson in my starting side. He's my captain this week. I did rule him out earlier in the year because he was injured, but it looks like he's good to go and he'll play 2 games. And I think we're looking too much into Richo, maybe. I think I've got to reevaluate my captaincy option, but Richo, he had one of his better BBL years when he was coming in late and batting as well. So I wouldn't rely on that this year. Sean Abbott, 197K, had a pretty poor World Cup. Only played 1 game, obviously, but I assume he would have wanted to play more. He had a T20 series over in India as well. Didn't quite perform there, so maybe the confidence is down, but I think he will be good to go. Andrew Ty is in my side, 185K. Does it every year. I think compared to Richo, we know what we're going to get out of Ty. Spencer Johnson is in my side, 125K. So we'll see if he lines up tonight. Hopefully he does. And if he does, I'm pretty happy to have him in my side. And because Sean Johnson was one of the players of the NRL this year, he's somebody. S. Johnson. It's the year of S. Johnson, in my opinion. And Swepson is my last starting bowler at 71K. 3 games, spinner. Should get some middle over wickets. So I'm really excited for my starting side. And on my bench, I've got Zampa for the Renegades. I'm a bit worried about having Zampa on my playing reserves just because long World Cup, played the T20 series. I think he's going to take a while to get into it. But that being said, he's a spinner. So it probably doesn't take out as much on his body as it does the fast bowlers. So he's on my bench. And I've also got Tanvi Sangha, who I think is in for a massive, massive tournament. The Stars versus the Renegades tonight. I've got courtesy of PickleBet. PickleBet, use the code TURBO when signing up, but make sure to know what you're really gambling with. For free and confidential support, visit 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au. I've got my multi here of the week, which is the Stars to win. Brisbane Heat had a good season last year, but with the likes of Jimmy Pearson out, I think they're going to take a while to kind of click. That's real. It's real funny you say that because I got like 4 Stars players in my side, but that's just 3 games. I think a while to click is probably 1.5 games in my opinion. So Stars to win, Glenn Maxwell with 20 plus runs, Colin Munro with 20 plus runs, and Spencer Johnson with 2 plus wickets. That's going for $12. So use the code TURBO when signing up to PickleBet. Trust me, one of the better bookies in Australia. Go for it. I think that's it for the team reveal. If you have any questions, make sure to head to the SC Experience on Instagram and I'll make sure to answer them for you. And I think I'll do a podcast very similar to this every week, just wrapping up the week. So cheers, guys, for listening and good luck with your BBL Supercoach sides. I'm very excited. Hope you are too. Good luck with your BBL.